Hello and welcome you crazy people to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and today I'm shifting gears a little bit. I've been talking about Legion and Kill Team and not really talking much about X-Wing, and obviously a lot is happening in X-Wing and I'm not going to talk about that. Obviously X-Wing had a release, an announcement that they're getting the Clone Wars. There's been new ships. I'm finding X-Wing very difficult for me to talk about at the minute because I really just want to play X-Wing 2.0 and I'm waiting for X-Wing 2.0. I tried proxying it with Katie and it just didn't really work. But that's not really what we're talking about here. This is more of me just giving an opinion that I think now is perhaps a really good time to buy X-Wing stuff secondhand. Yes, so like obviously, you know, we need to talk about the nature of the conversion from X-Wing 1 to X-Wing 2.0 for this to make sense. All of your previous ships you can use in X-Wing 2 from X-Wing 1. You just need to buy a conversion kit for your chosen faction. So if you've got your Imperial ships, then you need an Imperial conversion kit, and so on. Well, there's going to be 6 factions in total with the Clone Wars release, but there'll be 2. Well, I think there's 2 at launch, then the Resistance and the First Order, then we're going to get the Clone Wars. But what's happening is, because the game is sort of changing, you should be able to just collect one faction. A lot of people, including myself, I'm getting out of one faction because Katie's probably not going to play this one with me. I'm probably just going to go to events and chill with it. But I'm getting out of my Rebels. So all of my Rebel ships right now are on in a Facebook group trying to sell them, basically. And I'm putting in offers for Imperial ships. And that makes sense. So people are trying to get rid of stuff. And people are trying to buy stuff at the same time. But there's quite a flurry of activity. And for some reason, people are doing them quite cheap. So, for example, a ship that's going for like £10 to £15 might go for like £5 to £8 maybe. And in one hand, it makes sense. These ships are not compatible directly with X-Wing 2.0. You need the conversion kits. That makes sense. But a lot of these ships you can't use unless you have the conversion kits anyway. So there are some of the old ships that are getting X-Wing 2.0 versions, like you'll be able to buy a TIE Fighter and just, you know, a TIE Fighter box that's got all of its X-Wing 2.0 components in it. And there's other ships like the Millennium Falcon's getting one, I think. Lando's getting the Millennium Falcon. There's other ships. I haven't actually been properly keeping up to date with it. But basically, there are ships that you can buy that you can just use in 2.0. But not every single ship, because there's loads of ships. So there's these ships at the minute which you can't use unless you buy a conversion kit. So people are like, well, because it's not got 2.0 stuff, I'm not going to buy it. But you can't fly that ship unless you have the conversion kit anyway. So from my mind, in my personal opinion, what I'm doing, I'm picking a faction. I'm picking the Imperials, or like the Galactic Empire ship, or whatever it's called. And I'm going to try and buy some ships because people are selling them quite cheaply, and I'm going to get the conversion kit. I've spoken before about the beauty of the conversion kit is the fact that it's actually got, like, it's not going to have all the upgrades because the new ships are going to have maybe like specific ones, but it's going to have 95% of them probably. So you're going to have all your ships and you're going to be able to take every single upgrade for those ships. Yes, the conversion kits are not cheap. So like if the core set is £30, I'm going to do a comparison so that anybody in a different country like America, you can understand the financial difference. It's £30 in the UK is the core set, pretty much, the X-Wing 2 core set. Ooh, language today, struggling. Whereas the conversion kits are going for about £40, so about £10 more expensive for the conversion kits. 40 quid, if you tried to do all 3 factions and the core set, you'd be looking at 150, 160, something like that. Damn, that could be steep. So people aren't trying to collect everything. My recommendation, what I'm personally doing, keep that in mind. You know, it might not be a great idea, is I'm picking a faction and I'm going to get on eBay, get on Facebook groups and just buy some cheap ships that I obviously don't have, because I have a few anyway, and then buy the conversion kit, and then I'm going to have a large chunk of ships that I can use, the conversion kits, I've got all the upgrades, and then I just need to buy the new ships for that faction. Yeah, I'm never going to go to Worlds. I'm not going to be the #1 player, so I don't have to worry about trying to get the best of the best. But I always think that if I get that good, the one in a million chance that I become the greatest player of X-Wing of all time, the mere thought of it is amusing, then I would obviously just buy everything that I needed. And I suspect if you're in a community, people would lend you the stuff if you needed it and that kind of thing. But just as a casual player who's maybe going to go to events just for fun, which is me, then I'm going to buy a conversion kit and I'm going to try and get these cheap ships. And I think now is the perfect time. Now, the problem with this is, if this video was seen by 1 million people and it changed 1 million people's views, and those ships would be still hard to find, that's not going to be the case. This video probably won't get more than 1,000 views at the very best of times. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about that, and I don't think you should be. I just, like, it doesn't seem logical to me that the price of ships has gone down just because you can't use them in 2.0 directly. Like, you can. You're not going to be able to use that ship unless you have the ship anyway. Yeah, you can proxy it if you're doing just pure friends games, like maybe with your partner or your kids or whatever, or maybe a shop. But I think you're going to want the actual ships if you're going to go to events, and this seems to be a really good time. I think once X-Wing 2.0 comes out and people have bought the conversion kits, they're going to be like, you know, I need this bomber. I'm going to buy the bomber. But nobody's selling the bomber anymore because everybody has the conversion kits. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know if this is a great piece of advice. I don't know what your plans are. I know a lot of people are into X-Wing. Such a great game. I love X-Wing. I think it's a great game. But it's always been a game that really bugged me in its sales model. I don't mind the heavy competitive side of thing. I just didn't like the fact that if I wanted to run Darth Vader and I wanted to run him competitively, I might have to go buy 3 to 6 different ships or something like that I just wasn't going to use. And it was blowing my mind, and I was really hating that as a concept. And every time I got into it, I'd always hit a point where I need to buy a ship that I don't want, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So I think this, just having one faction and having everything in the faction is a lot easier now, cheaper, and it doesn't feel so bad. If I have to buy an Imperial ship that I don't want now, well, I might want it in 3 months' time if they reduce the points on it or something. So that's my view. What are you doing? What are your plans for X-Wing 2.0? Are you just, some people are just rage quitting, which I completely understand. If it's not the game for you anymore, it's not the game for you anymore. However, I think all the changes to me are like positive changes. Obviously, the conversion kits, people are bitter about that, but there wasn't really that many other alternatives for that. So if you're not rage quitting, what are you doing? Are you selling out of one faction and just focusing on one? Or are you just going to like try and buy everything, try and get all the conversion kits? That's going to get expensive. But yeah. So let me know your thoughts. I just think right now it's a good time to buy stuff secondhand. Like that's basically what this video is about. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you to all my Patreons. Yes, I got it in. I always forget. Thank you. Anybody who does choose to support me, it really does mean a lot. I really do appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you haven't liked already, and you're not subscribed, then please do so. And as ever, have a most beautiful, beautiful day. Oh wait, this is one of those videos I'm not actually editing it, so when I say bye, I'm going to stop the video and then it's going to end. Yeah, bye.